Okay, thank you everyone. My name's Carlos. I'm with the Utah Department of Transportation. I want to start off by just saying thank you. Thank you for all of you being here today and helping us participate in this really, really significant milestone that we're about to do. You know, when you think about what we're doing and where we are, you have to first think about the people that have been involved in this and how many people. And I was trying to put a number to it and I've given up. I would say thousands of people have worked to get us to the point at which we're at right now. And it's probably thousands and thousands of people. When you think that this project has been talked about in Davis County since 1960s, early 60s. In fact, the mayor was telling me that his father was pointing out the alignment in 1959. You can think about, you know, maybe we're not as fast as we think we are sometimes at the Utah Department of Transportation. But, you know, just think about all the thousands of citizens that got involved in helping decide the location of this project and getting involved in the public involvement process. Because we started talking about this and doing studies in 2001. 2001, here we are 20 years later. We started the environmental document in 2010. And the public, the elected officials, and I really want to thank the elected officials that are here today, county commissioners, mayors, legislators. None of this could happen without your leadership, without your guidance, without your patience, and without your tolerance. Because this is big, and big things are difficult to do, but big things happen when good people get together and do the right thing for the right reasons. So major milestone for us. I do want to acknowledge just two people here today. And, you know, because when you think about pointing people out, you're always going to miss people. But there's two people that have really put their heart into this and will continue to do that. And one is Randy Jeffries. Randy, I didn't say I would do this. Randy, raise your hand. If everyone doesn't know Randy Jeffries, there he is. Randy's a man of incredible patience. And just, you know, he has that sense that he's not going to give up. But what I love about Randy is he always does things the right way. And the other gentleman that I want to point out is Rex Harris. Rex is the project director. Rex, where are you? We spent, Rex, I remember touring this area with you before 2010 as we were thinking about what we might do to make this happen. You know, in the last decade, I think we all recognize that Utah's, you know, we always think Utah is unique and Utah is special, but we're growing fast because other people have realized that we're special. And, you know, between 2010 and 2020, we are the fastest growing state in the country. And I don't anticipate that that's going to change. In fact, here in Western Davis and Weber County, the number of households is expected to increase by 65% by 2040. Think about that, 65% growth in households out there in this area of Davis and Weber County. And you know what's also unique about Utah is our elected officials understand what we need in place in order to grow in a good way. You know, we need to have infrastructure so that our communities can grow and create the communities of their dreams. And what stands apart, and I've had a chance to travel across the entire country, what stands apart about Utah is our elected officials not only understand that, but they step up and they provide the funding and the support for the State Department of Transportation to be able to do the work that we're doing here. So I want to thank our contractors, the best contractors in the world that are out here doing an amazing job. And thank you for your, I'll say, your very aggressive bidding on this job, because you're going to deliver this project to the community a year faster than we thought that can be done. And so thank you so much for doing that. You can see what my boss is like. My boss is the governor, but these guys are my board of directors. You know, so this is going to be 16 miles of new highway, but it's also going to be 10 miles of new active transportation trails. And one of the things that I thought was so amazing is when we opened the Legacy Parkway, and President Adams was with us there when we opened it that day, is immediately afterwards, what I saw is how many families, children and parents out on that trail walking and biking. And it was really a place that brought the communities together. And I'm really excited that as part of this project, we're going to have 10 miles of active transportation out there. So I just want to, I'll conclude by saying Thank you for all the partners that make this happen. Nothing happens because of an individual. It happens because people are willing to work together and do hard things. We have members of our Utah Transportation Commission here as well, and I want to thank them for their support. They're the ones who actually decide where the money goes and what projects we work on. So thank you to the commissioners for making that happen. And I want to thank our, like I said, our legislators and two men that I consider to be friends first and then legislators second. We're going to start off by hearing from Representative Mike Schultz from the Utah House. He's a resident out here. He's somebody who understands what's going on in this community, and he's been a great champion for transportation during his time of service in the House. And then we're going to be followed by President Adams. President Adams has been involved in this construction out in this part of the county, Davis County and Weber County. I've known him since the mid-90s when we've had opportunities to work on projects together. And to say that President Adams is a champion of infrastructure would be an understatement. So I'm very honored that they would join us here today. So, what they like to say here is that's the sound of freedom. So, Representative Schultz.
Thank you, Carlos. I appreciate it. That is the sound of freedom. Welcome to Northern Utah. And Stuart Adams, President Adams told me that he ordered that flyover for us, so just for this project. So thank you, President Adams. We got one more coming. Boy, it's a beautiful, can you hear me okay? Is it working? Perfect there. It's a beautiful sight to see that, and it's great to be in western Davis County right now. Carlos mentioned that this is a huge game changer for both western Davis County as well as western Weber County, but it's a game changer for Davis and Weber counties and all of northern Utah altogether, because many of you or many of the public think, well, I live east of I-15, I'll never be on West Davis Corridor, but there's so many people that will be on West Davis Corridor that will take people off of Highway 89, it'll take people off I-15, and it really helps complete the transportation system as a whole. So it does have a huge impact on the quality of our lives for all the citizens of northern Utah. And there is a couple of people that I'd like to thank. First, Carlos, just an amazing he really is. The commitment to the state, he's well recognized all across the nation. He does a fantastic job running the department and for the citizens of the state. And President Adams has been working on this project for decades, and as well as many other people, but he really helped push this project along and done a fantastic job. And I've learned more about transportation than these two men than anybody else, so they've done a fantastic job. Thank you, guys. And yeah, one more, Randy Jeffries. I know Carlos mentioned him. Randy probably doesn't remember this, but I met Randy probably 15 years ago out at one of the open houses. I think it was in West Point or Hooper. I can't remember which one. When they were trying to decide the corridor. And the commitment from the department and from the state of Utah in working to address all the concerns, the environmental concerns, the citizens' concerns, and finding the right location for this corridor was second to none, and they did a fantastic job in going through that process. But I just want to say we as a legislature are committed also to transportation, not just in northern Utah, but across the state as a whole. Carlos mentioned we're the fastest growing state in the nation. Most of the growth is coming from our own households, us having our kids and grandkids. And we are the fastest growing state in the nation. We all feel it. And quality of life becomes so important. And sitting on the freeways, Stuck in traffic is no fun for any of us. You know, if it takes 2 hours or an hour to get to Salt Lake when it should take 15 to 30 minutes, that's no fun. That takes time away from our families. And so we're committed. We recognize that problem as a legislature. We're committed to solving that problem all across the state. This last year, legislature passed HB 433, which was the largest infrastructure spending bill in the state's history. We're not done. We'll continue to focus on that. It's important to the citizens of the state. We'll continue to focus there. We appreciate not just our commitment, but the department's commitment and the governor's commitment as well to the transportation system across the state. So thank you all. I sure appreciate it. Oh, one last thing I do. The active transportation across there, and that is a huge part of the quality of life. And so we appreciate UDOT recognizing that and incorporating that. It acts as, you know, not only just active transportation, but as a buffer between the road, the highway, and citizens and the wildlife. And so it's just a win-win all the way around. They did a great job. Their department's done a great job working with the local communities to have to place that in places that will act as a buffer. And so thank you guys. Appreciate it. Thank you.
You know, you don't get anything done alone, and it's so great to have good friends, and Carlos and Mike, unbelievable effort of trying to get a project like this going. A lot of memories come, and I've got things that I wanted to say, and then some that have just come to me as I've been out here. I'm a fifth generation Layton resident. There's a lot of fifth generations Utahns, but 5 generations in one town is kind of a unique event. My dad remembers riding his horse bareback from Kaysville to Layton, kicking the sign, "Welcome to Layton," population 300, and I don't know what it was, probably 300 and something. It's changed. And that, we mentioned that Utah is the fastest growing state in the nation, the census. We have the best economy in the nation. We have the highest birth rate in the nation. I probably contributed to that. I have 4 daughters, 16 grandchildren, and we're seeing our communities grow. And those that went before us did so much. I think of Echo, Wanship, Willard Bay, Pineview. I think of I-15, I-80, I-84. They looked way beyond the generation that they were living in. They looked to those future generations. And this is a really, really big day because we get to do that today. We get to look beyond it'll affect our quality of life, but it will affect generations to come. Somebody mentioned the Legacy Parkway, and I wasn't going to talk about this, but I remember the day when I-15 was so clogged up, it took 45 minutes to an hour to get home at night, and maybe beyond an hour and a half. I had neighbors who decided rather than leave Salt Lake and sit in the traffic through Davis County, they'd go up I-80 through Park City, through Colville, and come down the back way through Morgan. And I'll take credit, and I will take credit for the flyovers. I told Representative Schultz that, but those are F-35s, and they're the sound of freedom, and a lot of people had come from around the world to see those great planes. But they would take that much time to come back. And when we built and constructed the Legacy Parkway, I remember people calling me in tears saying, I can now come home. I can get home to my kids' soccer games. I can get home to my church meetings. My quality of life has changed. We never want to go backwards to that quality of life that we were experiencing before the Legacy Highway was built. I had the opportunity of going to Florida a few weeks ago, and I was going back to the airport from where I was at, and I noticed we were going through a diverging diamond. Now, some of you don't know what that is. Some of us that do, but UDOT built, I believe, one of the first, if not the first, diverging diamond interchanges in American Fork in the United States. It came about because through their design process, they don't design build anymore. When they design, they bring the contractor on, and they're looking for the most efficiencies and the best product. And they came up with an interchange that cost less and was more efficient. It moves you on to when you come off the freeway, you don't make a left-hand turn, you make a right-hand turn. You're driving along, you change sides of the road. You've all been through it, hopefully, a diverging diamond. But amazing product that was developed here in Utah that finally Florida's picked up. We have, and Representative Schultz, you were right. We have one of the best departments of transportation led by one of the best directors anywhere in the United States and maybe anywhere on the planet. We're fortunate to be in Utah. Our future is so great. This is a great day for West Davis County, but great day for all of northern Utah, but great day for Utah. Appreciate to be here, be part of it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for those comments, legislators. We appreciate everything you've done, but you do have one more job to do. We need to get this project going. Let's go. So what we'd like to do is, normally we get some shovels out and we do a little ceremonial turning of the dirt here to kick off construction. But we wanted to go big here. And our friends here with Farmington Bay Contractors have brought some tools here, and I'm expecting they're going to want to help us with this. So what we'd like to do is to do the ceremonial turning of the shovel here. So you're a brave man. Come on, you guys.